Welcome to the City of Kings, coming at you all the way from Lima, Peru. Wait, will we actually be dining like royalty? Who knows? But what I do know is that I'm taking you on a ride of new flavors, visiting different kinds of restaurants and trying dishes I've never had before. This is my ultimate food experience here in Lima, Peru. Vamos a comer bien rico.
This is Lima, a city where locals say you never get bored, where borders blur, flavors fuse, and the heart of it all, the food. Here, humble creativity transforms fresh ingredients into rich flavors and generous dishes made for the people who call the city home. But there's way more to Lima than just amazing food. It's full of contrasts. Beautiful churches next to chaotic streets, gorgeous colonial architecture next to crumbling walls, gray skies, but if you look closely, there's color everywhere. It may not be love at first sight, except for all the street dogs, but stick around and it just might win you over. The people, the traditions, and the rhythm of it all starts to make sense. That is just a slice of Lima.
For the most important meal of the day, we're starting strong with a Peruvian classic, pan con chicharrón. So let's head inside the Chinito and get this morning started.
I still remember my first visit to El Chinito on my first trip to Peru. Some meals just stay with you. Since then, it's been my go-to spot. The menu has a bit of everything, but today I'm sticking with my favorites, pan con chicharrón and sándwich de lomito ahumado. The first bite of pan con chicharrón brought it all back. Juicy, tender pork, crisp crunch of the bread, the bright salsa criolla, and the right touch of sweetness with the sweet potato. It's truly a masterpiece that never disappoints. The lomito ahumado is smoky, tender, and a solid, hefty option. And of course, no breakfast is complete without a cup of coffee to tie it all together. I'll let you decide if this is a legendary breakfast, but it sure feels like it.
I heard this place has monstrous Peruvian authentic dishes and I can't wait to try some. So let's go eat.
At this place, the portions are wild, like seriously generous. We're talking big enough to feed a family of 4 or maybe even a baby elephant. We ordered just the ceviche and jalea mixta to share with the family, and that was more than enough. I'm not even kidding, it fed me and 6 other people I was with, plus the dogs at home. The servings were unreal. I've never seen anything like it. Only in Peru, I swear. Of course, we devoured every bite because everything was ridiculously good. But still, come on. Have you ever seen portions like this? I'm genuinely asking y'all. This was next level, like food for titans.
I'm urgently craving some good chicken and I heard that Tori has one good pollo a la brasa. I can't wait to taste it, so come with me and let's try some.
A little birdie told me you have to try a rico pollito a la brasa at Tori. And honestly, I trust him with my life now. I'm not even kidding. For the sides, you get thick-cut golden fries made from native potatoes, a super fresh salad with avocado slices, and different kinds of sauces, so make sure to use them all, especially the huacatai one. It's herby, tangy, and absolutely essential. The showstopper was, of course, the chicken. This might be the best rotisserie chicken I've ever had. That first bite, crispy, perfectly seasoned skin, and juicy meat. Completely addictive. Don't be afraid to use your hands, just dip the chicken, dip the fries, just dip everything in those sauces, cause that's how you really eat a good pollo a la brasa. Oh, and don't forget to ask for an ice-cold chicha morada. It's a refreshing, sugary purple corn drink. I can't really describe the flavor, but you're gonna have to trust me on this one.
I got you, fam.
If I were Taylor Swift, I'd hop on my plane and fly all the way to Lima just for the chicken.
We're stopping by Restaurante Chicho in Miraflores. I have one particular dish I've been wanting to try, but I'm not gonna tell you what it is yet. First, we're gonna find out and see if they have it.
This place does seasonal menus, but this time we tried La Fiesta del Lenguado, a flavor party, and the flounder, the biggest star, in different presentations. The ceviche came stacked, very fresh, with leche de tigre that hit all the right notes, zesty and spicy. The chicharrón was golden, crispy, and light enough to still taste the fish. But the real moment? the causa. Layers of mashed potatoes, fish, avocado, egg, topped with baby calamari, crispy seaweed, and finished with a warm, creamy fish sauce. Unreal. We also tried the arroz chaufa, fluffy fried rice with thick pieces of flounder and packed with flavor. Ended this feast with a clean, comforting chilcano broth that warmed us right into a food coma. That day, we rested in peace, just like them flounders in my tummy.
We're here in downtown Lima where we're gonna try a variety of Peruvian dishes here at this location, La Casa de Tambo. Great decoration, great architecture, so I'm excited. Let's go try some yummy, delicious food. Come on.
Can you imagine a restaurant with its own museum? But we'll get to that later. First, the food. We had chupe de camarones, seco a la norteña, and a pisco sour that felt like poetry in a glass, frothy, elegant, and strong. The chupe de camarones is a soup so bold and rich, it kicks your taste buds right in the with a flavor that could even bring the dead back to life. As for the seco a la norteña, it has the perfect bite. Tender short ribs, creamy beans, and the fluffiest rice. A dish that hugs you from the inside, and everything was flavorful and beautifully prepared. After eating, we explored the museum upstairs, soaking in the history and feeling that rare mix of old and new coming together in one place. Though we came for the food, the colonial building had its own mesmerizing story to tell, full of character, soul, and quiet elegance. At some point, we were so full, we had to walk it off and wandered through central Lima all the way to Chinatown. And remember how I said Lima was chaotic? This is a perfect example. Loud, busy, and full of energy, but in like a fun, entertaining way.
We're here in the Central Market here in Lima where you can find absolutely everything and anything from fresh fish to nice herbs, fruit juices, everything, literally everything. So I'm excited. I'm gonna grab a juice just to take a little break from all the walking. There's really nothing better than fresh fruit juice. No sugar, just natural. Love it. Look at this. And cheap too.
If you want a real taste of local life, head to the mercado at lunchtime and get yourself a $3 menu. That's soup, a main dish, and a drink. It's where the everyday people go for something cheap, filling, and genuinely delicious.
A good thing about Lima is that you're gonna find these markets all over the place. And you come inside and there's these little restaurants where you're gonna get a home-cooked meal for a good price and flavor. That's what we're checking out.
Lunch hour is a bit chaotic, people everywhere, you have to quickly scan the handwritten whiteboards, pick a spot, and trust the process. We landed at this one and started with wheat soup. Hot, hearty, full of flavor, and straight up healing. Then came the pollo al horno, a baked chicken drumstick served with garbanzos, rice, and a little salad. Total comfort food made with love and years of experience you can taste. It tasted like something your abuelita would make, even if she's not Peruvian.
The 3 times that I've been to Lima, I haven't tried la lucha, but you can't come to Lima and not have un buen sanguchon, aka a good sandwich.
La Lucha serves some seriously good sandwiches. I got 2 this time, cause why not? One was lomo la lucha and the other lechon a la leña.
Cause I'm like Kermit and I like my pork.
The sandwiches are like a flavor-packed team. You got the feisty salsa criolla, crispy sweet potato, and soft, airy French bread, all backing up the real star, the meat. The lomo has thin, juicy beef, and honestly, surprised me how well seasoned it tasted. And the lechon has super tender pork belly, making it the whole sandwich a bit more rich. Both sandwiches were delicious and a pretty good size for the price, honestly. Also, look at these thick, crunchy, and perfect French fries. And let me make this clear, ain't no potato like a Peruvian potato. They just have an extra umph, just like the people.
It's time for chipita, which is a Chinese Peruvian fusion cuisine. So you know it's gonna be delicious. Let's go eat, or should I eat? Grub, grub, grub.
At Restaurante Royal, they've preserved a warm, family-centered atmosphere where dining at these round tables symbolizes unity and equality. These are not just meals, they are meaningful moments to share with family and friends. Of course, we started off with some classic Chinese appetizers. Savory, bite-sized deliciousness. Then came the wave of main dishes. There was chicken and oyster sauce, which was tender and mild. The black pepper beef stir fry had a bold flavor and a nice kick to it. The crispy pork with peach leaned a little too sweet for my taste, but I know some people love that. But for me, the roast duck and chaufa stood out the most. The duck was super juicy, crispy skin, and it's packed with that unique flavor. The chaufa was fluffy, well seasoned, and totally addictive. We devoured absolutely everything. As a family, of course, not just me.
The best thing about Lima is there's food everywhere, from street vendors to the market to little restaurants to even bigger restaurants. And if you're on a budget, you can get a nice generous meal for $2. That's crazy. And what I can assure you is that you'll be trying new dishes every single day because Lima has everything. Seriously. I mean, you've seen it. To add even more variety to this food experience, I'm here at Huáscar, a restaurant that's actually really close to where we're staying, and they have different Peruvian dishes that I either haven't tried or I haven't shown you. So let's go check out their menu and see what's next.
This place is a great reminder to explore the area around where you're staying because there are always hidden gems and small amazing restaurants to discover. Of course, they started us off with some canchita, and let me be honest, you will become addicted and you will never say no to freshly cooked canchita. This spot served us a classic, ají de gallina de antaño. They say it's based on one of the earliest recipes of this iconic dish. It was slightly darker than your usual ají de gallina, thanks to a blend of different chiles, nuts, and a touch of Parmesan cheese. Absolutely delicious. And if you're familiar with ají de gallina, you'll notice this version is a bit different, but still super creamy and full of flavor. We also gave into our lomo saltado cravings because hello, Peru. The meat was tender and juicy, and the fries were just perfect, exactly how a good lomo saltado should be. Pro tip, if they bring out the sauces, always use them. Don't be shy and ask for more.
Lima is relatively safe depending on where you go.
What the dog doing?
It's recommended to stay in places like Surco, San Borja, La Molina, and of course Miraflores. Definitely watch where you're going, watch your step, and watch for some little doggy surprises.
Speaking of unpleasant surprises, I'm actually losing sleep over this. But since I'm keeping it real for you guys, here it is.
This is what I wanted, okay? And this is what I got!
I'm so sorry, my Peruvian friends. Bembo's is a super well-known fast food place in Peru. But these burgers are not worthy of any king or queen. Look at this. Honestly, I'm kind of offended by the price we paid. It tasted like one of those pre-steamed patties, no flavors, and it looked nothing like the pictures. The meat was so thin, it was basically just bread and sadness, not even exaggerating. But maybe I'm the one to blame for trusting a fast food place. But sorry, Bembos, you gotta do better. You cannot be representing Peru with these sad burgers. You can legit get a tastier burger from a random street cart. The fries were okay, I guess, but that's about it. And for all my Peruvian friends, how do you feel about Bembos? Let me know in the comments. On a better note,
because we're in Lima, it's the perfect opportunity to try food from different regions. Specifically, we're trying food from Arequipa, from the south of Peru, here at El Rinconcito de Tiabaya. So let's go eat.
El Rinconcito de Tiabaya was an unexpected gem. They serve comida arequipeña, the bold, comforting flavors from Arequipa, a beautiful city in southern Peru known as La Ciudad Blanca. We were so excited to find this place, we kind of blacked out in order to have the menu. We started with zarza de patita. Yes, pig's feet. Tender, gelatinous, and covered in a lemony salsa that balanced the richness. It may sound wild, but it's one of my favorites. Then we had ocopa. Boiled potatoes covered in a huacatay-based sauce that's earthy, punchy, and totally unique. Served with an egg and black olive, a combo that somehow just works. For mains, rocoto relleno con pastel de papa, a spicy stuffed pepper filled with beef, egg, olives, and raisins, an unexpectedly delicious combo. And the lengua rebozada, hands down the most tender, flavorful beef tongue I've ever had. Simple on the outside, but packed with time and care you can taste. I'm already making my mental list of what to try next time. Exploring these original flavors was easily one of the highlights of our trip. Now I gotta go to Arequipa.
If you've ever been to Lima in the middle of the year, you know it gets pretty chilly because of the humidity, but that means it's perfect time for a hot, comforting, and delicious caldo de gallina, my favorite. The good thing about Lima is there's tons of places like that, and we found this one, so let's go check it out.
Caldo de gallina is the ultimate chicken soup for the soul. The broth was light but rich, stacked with spaghetti, flavorful hen meat, and a soft boiled egg floating on top. It's hearty and satisfying without being heavy. It also comes with toppings so you can dress it up to your taste. Crispy canchita, green onions, rocoto for heat, and lime for a pop of acidity. I put everything in mine. A new but yummy addition for me was the yuquitas, golden, slightly sweet fried bread that is fun to dip in your caldo or eat it on the side. The whole meal felt like a warm hug, especially on a cold day with some really good friends. Big portions, big flavor, big love.
Since I arrived, I have not stopped eating at all, but this time we're gonna try food from the north of Peru. Let's check out this place.
We gastronomically traveled to the south of Peru, but now we're traveling north to explore the flavors of Piura, a city known for its hot weather, mixed culinary dishes, and the friendly people. Of course, we had to start with ceviche. You're probably sensing a theme here. In Peru, trying different kinds of ceviche is a must. Every restaurant has its own unique recipe, and the variety is part of the fun. This one had a twist. It came with zarandaja, a small bean commonly used in northern Peruvian cuisine. We also shared a mammoth-sized plate of seco a la norteña, a hearty, slow-cooked meat stew with beans that could honestly fuel you for 2 weeks. And then there was seco de chabelo, a traditional dish made with dried beef and ripe plantains. The flavors were bold, unexpected, and truly filling. Another win for Peruvian food, and yet another reason to keep exploring.
I've been eating, but haven't satisfied my sweet tooth until today. So I'm here at Pastelería El Buen Gusto, porque sin salado no hay dulce.
Time to switch gears and talk about sweet treats. We stopped at Pastelería El Buen Gusto for a little afternoon pick-me-up. Okay, we meant to get just dessert, but the beef empanada is such a classic savory treat we couldn't resist. I definitely ordered one and a triple sandwich with egg, avocado, and tomato. 2 solid savory bites. Then came the sweets. The mil hojas de fresa has layers of flaky puff pastry, airy meringue, and fresh strawberries. It was light, creamy, and not too sweet. Perfect with a warm coffee. But let me tell you, that chocolate cake, next level. Moist, rich, and just the perfect chunk of cake you need in your life. None of that sugar overload, just deep, chocolatey goodness. Think Matilda cake vibes, but way more joyful.
Everything we've ordered has been absolutely delicious so far, and the sweets are actually not too sweet, so you can order quite a few of them, try them out, and you won't be like overly sick. But I did save the best one for last. It's the alfajor. Look at that beauty. And if it's anything like the ones we've had, I'm sure this will be just as delicious. But I'm gonna try it now. Cheers. Sweet, crumbly, buttery. Perfect. Try it.
It's been 2 weeks since we started this video, but sadly, we couldn't try everything. Guess that's the perfect excuse to come back for part 2. But for now, thank you, my beautiful people of Peru. It's been such an amazing experience, and I am so grateful every time I get to come here. I love you all so much.
And from the new Jorge Chavez Airport, thank you for watching. Please subscribe, share with your friends, and as long as I live, you'll always catch me eating and tripping.